Okay, welcome in. We are now going to be reviewing Saturday's action from the NHL. There were a grand total of how many games?
I'm not here.
Not here? Okay, but you sound like you're here. 11 games. 11 whole games. Even you could have remembered that. Who are the first two teams that are playing?
I don't know. Probably Oilers in Toronto.
Oh, that's fantastic. So in the first period, Bobby McCann will kick things off, getting his 12th of the year from Tavares and Liljegren, 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Who scored the second goal?
William Nylander.
And how many goals has he scored?
39.
Yep, 39 goals. Assisted by Liljegren. After 20 minutes of play, it was 2-0 in favor of the...
Toronto Maple Leafs.
There you go. In the second period, Pontus Holberg would increase the lead to 3-0, getting his 5th of the year from Domian Matthews, 8 minutes and 2 seconds into the period. He would then score 3 minutes and 2 seconds after that, getting his second goal of the game, his 6th of the year from McCann and Riley. Bobby McCann would strike, getting his second goal of the game with 4 minutes and 14 seconds. For McCann, that'd be his 13th of the year from Nylander and Tavares. So after 40 minutes of play, the Leafs had a 5-0 lead. Pretty wild, eh?
No.
No? Okay, in the third period, who would score?
Zach Hyman.
Getting his 49th goal of the year from...
McDavid and Bouchard.
Sweet, a power play goal 5 minutes into the third period. Who scored the next one?
Corey Perry.
Getting his 10th of the year from Kane and McDavid, a power play goal for him, 8 minutes and 32 seconds. Who scored the third goal?
Leon Draisaitl.
And how many goals has he scored?
36.
Cool. From McDavid and Evan Bouchard, cutting the lead to 5-3 with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the frame. And who would score the final goal?
Austin Matthews.
Getting an empty netter with just 13 seconds to go for Matthews. That'd be his 58th of the year. So 6-3 would be the final score in favor of the Leafs. With the win, they are sitting at 40, 20, and 9, still sitting third in that Atlantic division, while the Edmonton Oilers are still sitting second after the loss in their division, 42, 22, and 4. Alrighty, who's next?
Ottawa and New Jersey.
Well, I sure wish someone had the remote.
I didn't know that was behind me.
You didn't know the remote was behind you?
No.
Well, maybe you should have been paying more attention, then you could have been on the ball. Okay, so the Senators have taken on the New Jersey Devils. You going to read the scores, or am I?
You are.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh.
That's sad. All right, so in the first period, Matthew Joseph would get a shorthanded goal, getting his 11th goal of the year, 4 minutes and 56 seconds into the first period. In the second period, can you read this guy's name?
Jesper Bratt.
Yeah, he would tie the game up just 23 seconds into that second period. Ironically, that would be his 23rd goal of the year. Imagine getting your 23rd goal of the year 23 seconds into the period. Pretty chaotic. Novak would give the Devils a 2-1 lead. Just 30, 40, 50, 36 seconds after Bratt would tie the game up. Nosek would give the Devils a 2-1 lead. That would be his second goal of the year from Palat and Mercer. Riley Gregg would tie the game up 4 minutes and 6 seconds into that frame, getting his 11th goal of the year from Joseph. Try saying this one.
Angus
Crookshank would get his second goal of the season from Shabbat and Siegel, 6 minutes and 2 seconds into that period, giving the Senators a 3-2 lead. Who's this one?
Thomas Chabot.
Shabbat, yeah. Would increase the lead to 4-2, 59 seconds after Crookshank scored. Increasing lead to 4-2. I already said that. Thomas Chabot, that would be his 8th of the year from Tkachuk and Brandstrom. In the third period, Drake Batherson, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, would increase the lead to 5-2 with 9 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock, assisted by Tkachuk. And for Batherson, that'd be his 24th goal of the year.
Of course, always assisted by Tkachuk.
Of course. So with the victory, the Senators are 29, 36, and 4. And with the loss, the Devils are 34, 33, and 4. Next.
You can look at your paper, right?
What?
You can look at your paper.
Well, it's kind of hard when I'm holding this thing in front of the camera, so that when the video uploads, I don't have two random teams that didn't play against each other.
No.
All right. So the Calgary Flames went into Vancouver to take on the Canucks. Why am I holding this?
There's kind of no point from the paper.
Yeah, not really going to do a whole lot. I'll just be able to say where they are sitting at.
Where they're sitting at.
Okay, so in the first, Hoaglander would open up the scoring just 48 seconds into the period. For Hoaglander, that would be his 21st goal of the year from Pedersen and Garland. In the second period, Hoaglander would strike again, getting his second goal of the game, his 22nd of the year from Pedersen and Garland, 8 minutes and 16 seconds into the middle frame. Rasmus Anderson would tie the game up with a minute and a half to go. For Anderson, that would be his 8th of the year, assisted by Greer and Rooney. So heading into the third period, the Canucks had a 2-1 lead. JT Miller would strike with 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go, his 34th goal of the year from Besser and Quinn Hughes, a power play goal to note. With a minute and 10 seconds remaining, Elias Lindholm would increase the lead to 4-1, getting his 14th goal of the year. Joel Hanley would get his first goal of the season for the Calgary Flames, cutting the deficit to 42 with just 19 seconds remaining, assisted by Patchell and Greer. Unfortunately, the Flames were not able to mount a comeback, so 42 would be the final score.
Yay.
Woo! In favor of the Canucks. With the win, the Canucks are 45-18-8, still sitting first in that Pacific Division. And after the loss, the Flames are 33-31-5. All right, what's next?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to load it.
Oh, I don't know. I just have my phone in front of me that I'm staring at.
Somebody.
Aw.
I knew we should make this. I knew it. I know this was coming.
Okay. Who are these two teams?
I think it's the Jets. Jets and Islanders.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. So in the first, Cal Clutterbuck would open up the scoring for the Islanders 5 minutes and 22 seconds into the frame. For Clutterbuck, that would be his 6th goal of the season. He would double up his goal score to 2, clearly, getting his 7th of the year from Martin and Romanov, 8 minutes and 50 seconds. With 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining on the clock, Nemestikov would get the Jets on the board, getting his 10th of the season from Barron and DeMello. Kyle Palmieri would increase the lead to 3-1 with 4 minutes and 13 seconds to go on the clock. For Palmieri, that'd be his 23rd goal of the year from Nelson and Bo Horvat. After 20 minutes of play, it was 3-1 in favor of the Islanders. In the second period, Hudson Fasching would increase the lead to 4-1, just a minute and 51 seconds into the frame. For Fasching, that'd be his 4th goal of the year, assisted by Barzal and Pollock. Matthew Barzal would get on the goal scorer sheet himself, getting his 22nd goal of the year from Fasching and Lee, 9 minutes, 11 seconds into that same frame. Anders Lee would increase the lead to 6-1 with 4 minutes and 28 seconds to go on the clock. For Lee, that would be his
18th
goal of the season from Barzal and Fasching. After 40 minutes of play, the Islanders had a commanding 6-1 lead. The Jets would finally score, wouldn't finally score, but I should say they would score in the third. Appleton would cut the deficit to 6-2, 7 minutes and 37 seconds into the frame. For Appleton, that would be his 13th goal of the year from Ehlers and Morrissey. And can you pronounce that one?
Cole Perfetti.
Yep, Cole Perfetti would then get on the goal scorer sheet himself, cutting the deficit to 6-3 with 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go. For Perfetti, that would be his 15th goal of the year, but unfortunately the Jets were not able to mount a comeback. So with the victory, the Islanders are 30-25-15, and despite the loss, the Jets are 44-21-5, still sitting third in that Central Division. Oh, I better cover up the screen if we're doing the next one, right? It's covered. You're good. You can change teams. Oh, is it Bruins and what?
Yep.
Bruins and what?
Yeah.
Oh, I picked up the paper again by mistake. Oh, so you're telling me there's no scoring in the first period?
No.
Okay. In the second period, Travis Konechny would open up the scoring late in that frame, just a minute and 45 seconds remaining on the clock. For Konechny, that'd be his 29th goal of the year from Forster and Lawton. In the third period, Justin Brazeau would tie the game up at 1 with 9 minutes and 41 seconds to go. For Brazeau, that'd be his 5th goal of the season from Coyle and Loharry. Travis Konechny would get his 30th goal of the season, his 2nd of the game from Frost and Tippett, with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go on the clock, giving the Flyers a 2-1 lead. Heinen would tie the game up with 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go. his 14th of the year, assisted by Geeky and DeBrusk. And with just a minute and a half remaining, Forster would give the Flyers a late 3-2 lead. That would be the game-winning goal, his 18th of the year, assisted by Pilling. So with the victory, the Flyers are 36, 26, and 9, still sitting third in that Metropolitan Division. And as for the Bruins, despite the loss, 41, 16, and 15 is their record. And at this point in the season, they were either first or second in that division with the Panthers. They had the same amount of points, but I think maybe one team had more games in hand than the other. So they were either first or second by the end of Saturday night. Alrighty, let's flip it to the next one. You okay there?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Oh, you're telling me that it was what teams?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Blues and Wild.
Okay, that's nice. Alrighty. So in the first period, Jake Neighbors would open up the scoring for the Blues, getting his 25th goal of the year, assisted by Braden Shen, with 9 minutes and 53 seconds remaining on the clock. In the second period, Marcus Johansson would tie the game up at 4 minutes and 45 seconds into that frame. For Johansson, that would be his 10th goal of the year from Faber and Boldy. Marco Rossi would give the Wild their first lead of the game, getting his 19th of the year from Kaprizov with 8 minutes and 16 seconds to go on the clock. Jordan Kyrou would tie the game up 7 minutes and 11 seconds to go on the clock. For Kyrou, that'd be his 23rd goal of the year, assisted by Bushnevich. Rossi would strike yet again, getting his 20th of the year. From Zuccarello and Kaprizov with 4 minutes and 49 seconds to go on the clock, giving the Wild a 3-2 lead heading into the third. So the Wild were winning. But did they win?
I don't know.
Well, I'm about to tell you. Kyrou would get his second goal of the game, tying the game up at 3. For Kyrou, that'd be his 24th of the year from Bushnevich and Leddy. He would then get a natural hat trick halfway through that period, getting his 25th of the year from Sad and Bushnevich. With 5 minutes and 9 seconds to go on the clock, Faber would tie the game up at 4, getting his 7th of the year from Hartman and Middleton. This game would need overtime to settle this one, and Brandon Saad would get his 20
seconds.
A goal of the season. Thank you. Assisted by Kapanen and Falk. Just 2 minutes and 5 seconds in that overtime period. So with the victory, the Blues are 38, 29, and 4. And despite the loss,
This next game is easy.
nice. The Wild are 34, 28, and 9.
Oh.
It's easy. And then you drop the remote.
I mean the next game because there's only one goal.
And this one?
Yeah.
Nice. So this will take, what, like 20 seconds to review?
1 minute.
Okay. Oh. So the Nashville Predators were playing against, whoa, this thing moved, against the Detroit Red Wings.
There's no scoring in the first or second.
So to go all the way ahead to the third period.
Yep.
And late in that third period, with 5 minutes and 14 seconds to go, Forsberg would give the Nashville Predators their first goal of the game, the lone goal of the game, as previously said, his 39th of the year from Yossi and Nyquist. So 1-0 is the final score in favor of the Nashville Predators. Yeah. With the victory, they're 42, 25, and 4. They still have the first wildcard spot in the West. And after the loss, the Red Wings are 36, 29, and 6. They're on the outside looking in right now when it comes to the postseason.
Oh.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Just trying to do some technical difficulties here.
Your couch fell apart.
What?
Your couch fell apart.
Probably. Alrighty.
Here you go.
No thanks. What's next?
New York. And
This is it?
yeah, that's it.
Okay. So which two teams are these?
Florida and Rangers.
Florida and
Rangers.
the New York Rangers. So in the first period, Matthew Tkachuk would open up the scoring 8 minutes and 18 seconds into the frame. For Tkachuk, that would be his 23rd goal of the year, assisted by Mahura and Verhaeghe. In the second, try pronouncing this name. Sit up, take a
No
look.
thanks.
Okay. Try saying that name.
And to Louis Dana.
I don't know. E2 Luos Durainen, that'd be my guess. Would get his 12th goal of the year.
E2.
E2. Yeah, that'd be easy. I'd say E2 anytime over Luos Durainen. He'd get his 12th of the year from Reinhardt and Balniksis. Balanskis? Balanskis?
Zelensky's.
Sure, okay. That goal happened just 21 seconds into the second period, giving the Panthers a 2-0 lead at that point, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Fox would get the Rangers on the board with a power play goal, getting his 14th of the year from Trocheck and Zibanejad, 6 minutes and 22 seconds into the frame. Panarin would tie the game up 8 minutes and 23 seconds into the frame, getting his 42nd goal of the year from Trocheck and Adam Fox. After 40 minutes of play, we were all tied up at
2.
There we go. In the third period, Carter Verhaeghe would give the Panthers a late lead with just 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go. For Verhaeghe, that'd be his 31st goal of the year for Montour and Matthew Tkachuk. Panarin would tie the game up with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go. For Panarin, that'd be his 43rd goal of the year from Jones and Trocheck. We would need extra time to settle this one. And who would get the shootout winner?
Artemi Panarin.
Panarin, exactly.
Panarin.
The bread man would win it for the New York Rangers. With that, they're 47-20-4, still sitting first in that Metropolitan Division. And after the
Second?
loss, the Panthers are 45-20-5. And again, just like I talked about previously with the Boston Bruins, at this point in the season, they could have been first. The Bruins could have been first. They both have the same amount of points as it is.
Oh. Next one is Tampa Bay and LA.
Nice.
If I can even find them.
Yeah, you just keep scrolling and you'll probably find them.
Oh.
There they are.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So
Stop
what?
picking up the paper.
Why?
You can't read off there.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
All right, here we go. So in the first, Adrian Kempe would kick things off, getting his 22nd goal of the year from Kopitar and Byfield, 7 minutes and 3 seconds into that frame. With just 6 seconds remaining on the clock, Braden Point would tie the game up, getting a power play goal. For Point, that would be his 41st goal of the season. And after 20 minutes of play, we were all tied up at 1. In the second period, Trevor Moore would give the Los Angeles Kings a 2-1 lead, getting his 26th goal of the year, assisted by Pierre-Luc Dubois, and that goal happened 2 minutes and 18 seconds into the frame. After 40 minutes of play, the Kings had a 2-1 lead. In the third, Mikey Anderson would increase the lead to 3-1, getting his second goal of the season just 1 minute and 12 seconds into the frame. Steven Stamkos would cut the deficit to 3-2 with 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go. For Stamkos, that'd be his 28th goal of the year from Point and Duclair. Stamkos would then strike again as they had the extra man to try to tie the game up, and he would get his second goal of the game, tying the game up at 3 with 46 seconds to go on the clock. That'd be his 29th goal of the year from Kucherov and Hedman. We would need overtime to settle this one, and just 25 seconds in. Can you read that name for under overtime?
Vladislav Gavrikov.
Exactly. You would get the game-winning goal assisted by Kempe and Kopitar just 25 seconds into the overtime frame. So with the victory, the Kings are sitting at 37-22-11, still holding that third place spot down in the Pacific Division. As for the Lightning, despite the loss, 38-25-7 is where they're at record-wise, and they still have the number one wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. How many games are left? 2?
No.
More?
I don't know.
I think there's just 2. You're doing Chicago and San Jose? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so after this, there's just one more game. Cool.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Let's see. Yep, one more game.
Okay, so can I need that again?
No, you're going to get copyright. No. Okay.
Can I need that again?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, can I need that again?
1 second.
Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Need to find the thing.
Do. Alrighty, so in the first period, Bordelot would kick things off for the Sharks, getting a power play goal 3 minutes and 53 seconds into the frame, assisted by Zetterlund and Addison. That'd be his 5th goal of the season. He would then double up his goal score goals on the night over halfway through that period, getting his 6th of the year from Bailey and Sturm. After 20 minutes of play, the Sharks had a 2-0 lead. It feels like I always say the Sharks have a lead, and at the end of the game, they lose. Big surprise.
They do.
Spoiler alert. All right, in the second period, Zetterlund would increase the lead to 3-0,
Why
getting
would
his
you give your
19th of the
followers?
year.
Why would you give your subscribers what?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. So in the second
Why
period,
would you give your subscribers a spoiler alert?
well, either way, they're going to find out. Anyways, Zetterlund would
They
increase
don't lose all their games.
for most of them. Okay, can I finish?
No.
Okay, so, as I do that, then the camera goes sideways. Okay, let's try this again. This is just one big blooper reel. In the second period, Zetterlund would increase the lead to 3-0, getting his 19th of the year from Costin and Ferraro. He would then get his second goal of the game just a minute and 8 seconds after that, making it 4-0, getting his 20th of the year, assisted by Ekblad and Granlund, a power play goal to note. So just a minute 24 seconds into the second period, the Sharks had a 4-0 lead. Here come the Hawks. Donato would get the first goal of the game for the Hawks, getting his 11th goal of the year from Radish and Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson would then cut the lead to 4-2. Are you okay there?
No.
Getting his 16th of the year from Donato and Radish, and that goal happened with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. So after 40 minutes of play, the Sharks had a 4-2 lead. In the third period, who would score for the Blackhawks?
Seth Jones.
Seth Jones, getting his 5th of the year from Kaiser and Connor Bedard. And then with just 47 seconds to go, Philip Kurashev, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Kurashev.
Yeah, we get his 15th of the year from Donato and Foligno. Who would need overtime to settle this one, and who would get the game-winning goal? You just said his name.
Seth Jones.
Getting his second goal of the game, his 6th of the year, assisted by Kurashev. So, after being down 4-0, the Blackhawks managed to come back and stun the Sharks 5-4 in overtime. With the victory, the Blackhawks are 20-46-5, and with the loss, the San Jose Sharks are 16-46-8. All right, last one.
Between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, I wonder who could have won this game.
Oh, I wonder. You have it right in front of you.
Oh, that's fantastic. So in the first period, Gudbranson would get the Blue Jackets on the goal score sheet, getting his 5th of the year from Morwenski and Marchenko. In the second period, who scored for Vegas?
Ivan Barbashev.
Exactly, getting his 15th goal of the year from Nick Waugh. And then who would score again for Vegas?
Jack Eichel.
Getting his 23rd goal of the year from Whitecloud and Stevenson. 4 minutes and 57 seconds in the period. In the third frame, oh boy, try saying this guy's name.
Pavel Dorofeyev.
Sure, yeah. Pavel Dorofeyev, if that's how you say it. Would get his 10th of the year from Theodore and Mantha, increasing the lead to 3-0, 3 minutes and 3 seconds into the frame. Jack Eichel would strike yet again, getting his second goal of the game, making it 4-1 at that point, getting his 24th of the year from Theodore and Stevenson. A power play goal with 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Who's the last one to score?
Carson Meyer.
Would get the Blue Jackets would bring the Blue Jackets within 2, but at that point there was just 12 seconds to go. For Carson Meyer, that'll be his first goal of the season from Fix Wolanski. So 4-2 is the final score in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. With that, they're 38-25-7, still sitting second in that wildcard spot. And after the loss, the Blue Jackets are 23-36-12. Okay, that was a pretty big review. Any last second comments?
No.
No? We're all good here?
Yep.
Alrighty, as always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, please feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. And until next time.
Take care.